Good evening. Welcome to the August 4th, 2025 meeting of the Stillwater City Council. This time I will call the meeting to order, and I'll ask that you all stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, first up we have consent docket. I think we have a staff comment on this.
Yes, I just wanted to note that there's been one minor change made to the July 21st City Council meeting minutes. After the original packet was published, the clerk did identify one change that was needed. The motion for the public hearing item has been updated. The updates are posted online, and the updated minutes have been provided to you for your consideration.
Thank you. Councilors, any questions, comments, or action on the consent docket?
I move approval of consent.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve consent. Please vote. With a vote of 5-0, the consent docket is approved. Public hearings. Item 6A, receive public comment regarding a request for a specific use permit for a medical marijuana dispensary in the commercial shopping district at property address as 209 North Perkins Road, CC-25-111. Do we have good notice on this item?
Yes, we do.
Take it away.
Yes, sir. Today we have, as you said, specific use permit to allow a medical marijuana dispensary in CS zoning district located at 209 South Perkins Road. Here we have the aerial view of the property where you can see it in Frontier Plaza, with Hughes Lumber to the south, Bronco Equipment to the north. Here we see the street view where you can see the Vice dispensary, the sign which has already been permitted and installed. Here's the zoning for the property where you can see it is zoned CS. A medical marijuana dispensary is allowed with a specific use permit in the CS shopping district, which is why we're here tonight. To the east and the west, you see RSS or single family residential, and to the north and south continue the CS shopping district. I'm now open to answer any questions if you have any. Something I meant to know was that this is a transfer of a dispensary license.
There was already a dispensary here, and they're just transferring the license?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Councilors, further questions for staff?
There was one note in the Planning Commission information that said that this particular license is valid through October. Did I read that correctly? And then I just was curious, are licenses automatically renewed, or is there any issue with we provide a special use permit and the license isn't renewed after that?
Yes, ma'am. So that's a good question. The specific use permit runs with the land, so not necessarily tied to this specific license. Do you want to jump in?
Would you like me to help?
Yes, please.
Yeah, there was a question at Planning Commission because the license that was included in the packet showed expired, but staff did confirm with the Oklahoma Medical Marijuana Authority, and it was renewed and is valid through October. Although a dispensary is a listed use that requires an SUP with the city, they will not be permitted to have a dispensary if they do not have a valid OMMA license. So that's something that we'll continue to monitor.
Okay. I had wondered on that in terms of the SUP, if we needed to make the condition of they are granted that with the condition that their license is renewed in October.
So the specific use permit authorizes the use because it's more intense. That's why we require it. However, what makes the use valid by state law is that they have to have the license, the state license. So it's not an additional condition you need to put on the SUP.
It would have to be that way anyway.
Yes,
okay.
Yes. Otherwise, it would be contrary to lawful
Perfect.
use.
Thank you.
Further questions for staff? Thank you, Henry. This time I will open the public hearing. I don't have anyone signed up to speak on this item, so I will close the public hearing. Henry, is there a recommendation from the Planning Commission on this?
Yes, sir. Sorry, I wasn't ready for that one. Okay, on July 8th, 2025, with a vote of 4-0, Planning Commission recommended that the City Council approve the specific use permit as presented.
Thank you. Counselors?
Motion to accept Planning Commission's recommendation.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to accept the Planning Commission's recommendation. Please vote. That item's approved with a vote of 5-0. It takes us to item 7, general orders. Award bid number 15-2005 to Jensen Tractor Ranch to purchase Evergreen Communal Boom Mower at a cost of $306,709.25. Mark White, you can tell us a little bit more about the Evergreen Communal Boom Mower. It is a oddly spelled. I assume that's supposed to be pronounced communal. It is. Okay.
So Mark White, Public Works Director. Public Works maintains drainage areas throughout the city of Stillwater. Many of the drainage areas are along roadways, in parks, along creeks and drainage channels throughout the city. In FY25, we had a unit 5568, which is a 1995 Ford tractor with 2,638 hours on it, that had the oiler mechanism fail. This caused the transmission gears to be damaged and prevented the unit from going into forward or reverse. Fleet attempted to locate a replacement oiler unit, but due to the age of the tractor, the part is no longer available. So unit 5568, which was our boom mower, we were unable to use and have not been able to adequately maintain these areas since November 2024. So bids were requested and received for boom mower system. 3 suppliers, P&K Equipment, AppMax Equipment, and Jensen Tractor Ranch responded with capable equipment. Demonstrations were scheduled with each of the 3 suppliers at Myers Park along the same drainage channel. So that way we could see it work on the same slope, the same type of grass, and we scheduled them 3 weeks apart. So the first one probably struggled the most because the grass was the highest and the thickest. But anyway, they all cut good. So, but anyway, the location was important to us to be consistent. Fleet mechanics, public works equipment operators were present for the demonstration, and they had the opportunity to examine all the equipment. 4 areas of importance for us were safety, noise level, ease of operation, and the ability to service the equipment. So the following is how we felt they each performed. I've got the picture up here of the Evergreen, so I apologize. I didn't have pictures of the other 2. The Manus, so the boom position on the Manus was behind the operator. So it was actually behind the front right tire, between the back tire and the front tire. So the operator, when they're operating, they had to look over their shoulder at the cutting deck. So in the roadways, that would be unsafe. We would not prefer that, obviously. It was also the loudest of the 3 machines, so if you're cutting in the parks or in neighborhoods or something of that nature, it could disturb neighbors, so that could be an issue. The electronics is how you controlled this. So when you got in it, everything worked off the electronics, so if you had any sort of electronic failure, you're not going to be able to operate the tractor. And the diagnostics have to be performed by Manus, so Fleet would not be able to do diagnostics, and that'd be fine for the first 5 years, but they didn't really have a solution for what happens when the warranty runs out. So after year 5, what do you do? So this was concerning for us because we called Bollinger County in Missouri and Pettis County in Missouri, and both of them reported engine control module issues. So they were already having electronic issues. The AppMax, the second of the three, the boom again was positioned behind the operator. So once again, you're looking over your shoulder. And one of the concerns there too would be when you're operating a machine for 7 to 8 hours a day, there's going to be stress on the neck, stress on the back. The AppMax actually had the best exterior lighting, so it was really good, which would come in handy when you're in roadways, make you real visible. The machine also was not as loud as the Manus, but it was easily the second loudest machine. Most of the operating functions, again, were electronic, so you couldn't control the throttle, you couldn't control how to start it, all those things without that on screen. And it actually had several different modes, so it was a little more complex. So it was going to require some more training and things of that nature. We did find it easy to troubleshoot. Had a Cummins engine, so readily accessible parts, so we weren't concerned about that. Tulsa ODOT reported that the AppMax, the parts were difficult to get and the tech support was not great. Boone County, Missouri reported that the air conditioning unit failed in the first 2 years, wasn't under warranty. So another issue. The Intergreen, which we have up on the screen, you can see if you look at the picture on the right, that's on a pretty good slope. You can't really tell it from the picture. I apologize, I was also the photographer, so that's not super good. But that if you stand over there, if you're on a piece of equipment, you would notice that slope. The one on the left was just a picture so you could see boom position. So the Intergreen is the only one that had the boom position in the front. So that allows our operators to look forward while they're on the road. So we definitely felt good about that. The exterior safety lighting was not as good as the other units. It was adequate, and we could easily add more lights should we need to. It was by far the least noisy. As soon as they fired it up, started mowing, we were shocked. It was just the difference in what we'd seen. And it was also the simplest. It was more intuitive, kind of a more traditional joystick controls. It's a hydrostatic, so foot control forward, foot control backwards. So a whole bunch of stuff that was more appealing than the electronic. Has a Deutz engine, but dealers in Oklahoma City, so we weren't concerned with parts. And our fleet mechanics, they didn't have any concerns whatsoever with troubleshooting. So, Pottawatomie County reported they were very impressed. The machine and the tech support was very responsive and quick getting us parts, or getting them parts. So funds are available in the stormwater fund. And then again, just based on safety, the forward looking, the stability on slopes, reduction in noise level in neighborhoods, ease of operation, and our ability to service it, we just thought this was by far the better machine. So based on all of that, it was our recommendation to award it to Jensen Tractor Ranch to purchase the Intergreen Communal boom mower at a cost of $306,709.25 and approve the associated budget amendment.
Councilors, any questions?
You and I had a conversation a while ago about durability, life of the product.
Oh, yeah. So we were able to talk to Jensen Tractor Ranch. Down in College Station, Texas, they have a 2003 model that's still being used every day, so 22 years old. Baton Rouge, Louisiana has a 2005 with 7,000 hours on it, still being used every day. They're actually manufactured in Italy. Italy has one that's one of the early models from 2000, still functional, and I thought he told me 20,000 hours, which is a lot of hours. So
Those are metric hours.
And just on a side note, delivery, they could get this to us in 2 to 4 weeks.
Yeah, this piece of equipment is something that we have needed. I know that we've all gotten emails about, some maintenance areas around Boomer Lake and different creek areas near parks. So this has been a tool that Mark has requested, and we were excited just to show it to council to see that we're going to be able to provide this now for our community.
And I know when we look at bids for things, the city more often than not will always pick the lowest bid. But I
Yeah.
appreciate, given that this is going to be a 20 to 25 year, in all likelihood, investment, that you're looking at things like the ergonomics and how it affects the person driving it, the safety of it, the noise level, what your fleet mechanics can do in terms of working on it. And so I don't have concerns over the fact that it was not necessarily the lowest bid.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, it was interesting. I tasked those guys, the fleet guys and my operators, and I said, hey, we're going to have to explain why we're recommending the most expensive piece of equipment. And so I think they were able to come up with some pretty good reasons.
Further questions? You made the recommendation for us, so, counselors?
Motion to accept staff recommendations.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to accept the staff's recommendation. Please vote. Items approved with a vote of 5-0. Thanks, Mark.
Thanks.
Item 8, resolutions. Resolution number CC-2025-20 with companions at SUA 2025-4 and SEDA 2025-3, a resolution authorizing signatories for depositories.
Yes, you will see this resolution on all three meeting agendas this evening. From time to time, the city approves a resolution authorizing individuals to sign on the city's financial accounts. The only changes being made at this time is due to personnel changes. The police department individuals have been updated.
All right, counselors, questions? Action.
Will we need to update the municipal court sometime soon? Isn't Lisa Burley retiring? Or is she the one stepping in?
There may need to be future changes for
Okay.
municipal court
All right.
once those changes are implemented.
All right, thank you.
Motion to adopt resolution number CC-2025-20.
Second.
A motion and a second to adopt the resolution. Please vote. The resolution is adopted with a vote of 5-0. Item 9 is ordinances. On second reading, we have ordinance 3575, an ordinance authorizing an amended and restated lease agreement for the lease of city-owned property and buildings located at 808 East Alcott.
Mayor, I do need to note one minor change to the exhibit, which is the lease agreement, which is attached to the ordinance. The signature line on the lease agreement has been updated to reflect the correct name of the board secretary for community resourcing.
Thank you. I hadn't finished reading the title yet, though, so I'm going to have to finish doing that. So.
You took such a long pause, I thought you were done.
I lost my place. All right, ordinance 3575, an ordinance authorizing an amended and restated lease agreement for the lease of city-owned property and buildings located at 808 East Alcott Drive, and more commonly referred to as 701 East 12th Avenue, to Community Resourcing Incorporated for operations of Our Daily Bread Food and Resource Center, providing for citizen-initiated referendum of said lease in accordance with Section 4-2 of the City Charter. Councilors,
I move adoption of ordinance 3575.
Second.
we have a motion and a second to adopt the ordinance. Please vote. The vote of 5-0, ordinance 3575 is adopted. Also on second reading, we have ordinance 3577, an ordinance amending Stillwater's Code of Ordinances, Chapter 10, Buildings and Building Regulation, Article 3, ICC International Building Code 2018 edition, Section 10-54, industrial construction, building permit, expedited process, repealing all ordinances to the contrary, and providing for severability. Councilors.
Motion to adopt ordinance number 3577.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt the ordinance. Please vote. With a vote of 5-0, ordinance 3577 is adopted. Takes us to reports from the officers and the board. Ms. Carnley?
Nothing to report.
Mr. Moore?
Yes, Stillwater has officially launched this year's utility box art contest, and we want you to be a part of it. This year's theme is Stillwater Strong, and it's all about celebrating the resilience, creativity, and spirit that makes our community shine. Remember to submit your artwork no later than Tuesday, September 2nd, online at stillwaterart.org or in person at the Stillwater Community Center. This has been a successful art project, as you all have seen around town, the utility boxes near our intersections with the artwork, and can't wait to add more to it. So thanks for everyone that's been involved with that and making it happen.
Thank you. Vice Mayor?
Football season is right around the corner, and if you are looking for a better way to park for OSU football home games, consider the Park and Ride shuttle service. Oklahoma State Athletics, City of Stillwater, and Visit Stillwater team up every year to offer free parking, shuttle service, and a full game day guide. The Park and Ride shuttle service begins 3 hours before the game and runs every 30 minutes. The pickup and drop-off location is at 7th and Lewis. For a game day guide and more, go to visitstillwater.org. Park with convenience and enjoy some food and beverages downtown before the games. And as always, go Cowboys.
Thank you. Councilor Hawkins?
Hard to believe football season is coming right up. And along those lines, join us at the 2025 Payne County Free Fair from August 25th through August 31st. Throughout the course of the fair, we will have staff from Waste Management, Communications, Public Works, Police, engineering, fire, emergency management, and more in the community building. Please stop by, pick up some swag, and let us know how we can help you and our community. We hope to see you there.
The fair, it's all fair time, too.
It's
crazy.
Fair, football, school, all sorts of things.
Councilor Clark?
All right, I have several quick hits here. Number one, the Stillwater Regional Airport new terminal is about 30% complete, more than 30% complete, and is on track for completion of fall of 2026. The phase 2 of that project is the access road roundabout related to utilities, which should be completed early in 2026. Block 34 and Fire Station number 2 are both open and are having great events already. Great events on the block. Market 34, the inaugural block, Market 34 was on Saturday. Saw the mayor there, met his parents, and my wife picked up a couple things. So if you want to know more about what's going on the block, go to stillwaterok.gov/block 34. The fire station crews are moving equipment into the station now and is preparing to provide service from that new location by the end of the month. Also, the hub is, which I've had a lot of questions about, is a family-friendly entertainment center is on schedule to open in fall of 2025, so it's coming up pretty quickly. And we appreciate the Tonquah Tribe and their partnership with our community in making that happen.
Lots of exciting updates. Councilor Harden?
So I had the opportunity to visit our water treatment plant up on Yost Road last month. I didn't have a specific motive, but I wanted to just satisfy my engineer's curiosity about what happened up there. Because I know water comes out of the lake and goes to my house. How did that happen? And so I got the big picture overview of that. And I was also curious about critical items. And one critical item we talk about all the time is the pipeline. If that fails, we have troubles. But I discovered that recently we've had another discussion about another critical item. That's electric supply to the pumps that provide the water from the Call Lake. And we have 2 utilities that provide that. One utility was shut down. One had a scheduled shutdown, which would have been a bad thing for us. And our electric utility was able to find a surplus part to get the other utility back up. So we have backup there now. And I noticed that I inquired about our capacity. In the last few years, we've had 13 million gallons a day for 2 events, both of which I figured were in the summer, but they were not. One was for Winter Storm Uri, because all the frozen pipes and all the dripping pipes We had 13 million gallons a day during that period, and then more recently during the fires of March. We had a 13 million gallon a day demand that day, which was certainly necessary. Anyway, I walked away with a new respect for what they do and appreciate their time.
That's great. Thank you, Counselor. Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Helpful information. I will remind everyone that it's back to school time in Stillwater. Meridian Technology Center starts classes August 12th. Stillwater Public Schools starts August 14th. Oklahoma State University and Northern Oklahoma College both start on August 18th. There will be an increase of people walking near campuses, bus stops, and in crosswalks. Please be mindful while driving. Always stop at crosswalks and let pedestrians pass. Obey school zone speed limits. Do not pass other vehicles in a school zone. Be an attentive driver. Put away your cell phone and be aware of what and who may be near the roadway. Additionally, vehicles must stop at least 20 feet before reaching a school bus that is stopped with its red lights flashing. Together, we can ensure students and other pedestrians arrive at their destinations safely.
I had to chuckle about that because pedestrians put away your phones also.
Yeah, good point. Don't just step out in the middle of the street without looking. All right, anything further on the City Council agenda? Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
A motion and a second to adjourn the City Council. Please vote. With a vote of 5-0, the Stillwater City Council is now adjourned. At this time, I will call to order the Stillwater Economic Development Authority meeting for August 4th, 2025. Trustees, we have minutes on the consent docket.
Move approval of consent.
Second?
Motion and a second to approve consent. Please vote. Consent docket's approved with a vote of 5-0. Takes us down to general orders and the Visit Stillwater annual report. Mr. Williams.
Thank you, Mayor and Vice Mayor, councilors. The executive director was trying to find somebody less qualified, but here I am. I appreciate the opportunity to present the Visit Stillwater annual report. I think everybody received a comprehensive copy of the overall document. Just know that is partly for you and that is partly for our accrediting agency. Visit Stillwater is accredited through the Destinations International, as are a lot of the DMOs in Oklahoma. And so the level of detail in there is as much for you as it is for them. We want everybody to see what it is that we're doing. To that end, we manage a pretty comprehensive marketing and communications plan that includes dozens of publications, a website, tons and tons of microsites. RED is constantly either on television, radio, or out in the public spaces, pushing what we believe to be the greatest community in all of Oklahoma and most of the Midwest. I can go through this line by line, but I don't think anybody necessarily wants me to do that. Some of the more interesting information I found was on page 35 and beyond, where you start getting into some of the analytics and metrics of how our success looks. And one of the things I think it's important to mention to you that is not necessarily included in this report, whenever you start talking about what a visitor is to Stillwater, one of the things that isn't mentioned that I think is important is that if your phone has been in Stillwater for more than 2 weeks, you're no longer considered a visitor. So all the metrics that you see in here do not include our student base. And so it's kind of important to realize that we are not just marketing to students and using those metrics to bump up our numbers. When we say that we've got 42% of visitors in Stillwater, and that's a real number, and a 40% visitor spend, those are real numbers that do not include Oklahoma State University, except for the visitors it draws in. One of the things that I think has been a huge success is the calendar of events. As our media outlets grow more and more diverse, I find it harder and harder to find local summarized data, and I think Visit Stillwater does a really good job of that, and the community calendar is an integral part of my life, and I think a lot of business owners in Stillwater to kind of help you see what's going on, and if you've got staffing, how to staff up or staff down, and what to do with your family. Some of the things that we're really excited about as we go forward, Block 34, we would love to pair up with them and help market that. It's I mean, everybody was there this weekend, and I saw all of you there at one point or another. It's going to be a fantastic venue. We look forward to helping push that in any capacity that the City of Stillwater or the Board of Trustees over there needs us to do. We spent $120,000 last year in grants. A lot of those grants are to help host events in the City of Stillwater. That was something that was new to me whenever I got on the board, and I think the return on investment is remarkable. We have a complete application that we have anybody that wants a grant. They have to fill out. It has hotel room nights, guests, everything like that, and it truly is not even really remotely a match situation. A lot of times it's just a catalyst for economic development, and so I'm a huge fan of that. I don't have an actual metric in front of me for that 120,000, but I know it's at least a 5 to 1 that we're bringing in. I feel a little bit like we are still the City of Stillwater's Leatherman tool, in that we can do a little bit of everything. Is it a campaign? We can help with that. Do you need the airport marketed? We're looking forward to handling that. And so we kind of feel a little bit like the catch-all, and we like that because I feel like we've got a very versatile team. It's a small team, but very nimble, can move very quickly, and execute very well. I've covered everything I wanted to say, but I'd be glad to stand for questions.
Trustees, any questions?
I would just say a couple of things, and I'm not even going to mention the calendar. That's what I always mention. But just what a great partner Visit Stillwater has been when we've had the OG&E agreement for the data center, and that going to a public election, and the Stillwater Animal Welfare Building. Just a great partnership for them to message and communicate some of the needs for those things and help get the word out to the community. So,
Thank you.
And Orange Glow. Loved Orange Glow.
I don't know if you're aware, Counselor, but the Orange Glow actually won a Redbud Award for a statewide DMO award as the best marketing campaign in the state of Oklahoma. So
Excellent.
We feel pretty good about that.
Yep.
And we love the partnership, and we love the opportunity to continue to partner with the city.
Yep.
And it's about to kick off again.
It is. It's that time.
Yeah.
As a business owner, I'm very excited about it.
Christy was talking about Orange Glow in other places, like connecting away games to people connecting back to Stillwater, which I think is cool. I mean, it's not visiting Stillwater, but it's getting that connection of people who have spent time here before and say, hey, we're connecting with Stillwater, even if we're in Lawrence or Oregon or wherever we're going to be this year. So I think
Eventually
that's
those ties all come back.
pretty cool. As long as the people come back with their money, that's.
They usually do.
I do appreciate the additional. I feel like this report over the last several years has gotten more and more data in it, and more of those metrics that are helpful to be able to sort of see, return on investment and how much impact visitor spending has on our community. So I appreciate that, and we can continue to encourage you all to add as much data as we can, so that people can kind of see what the difference visitor spending makes in Stillwater.
We'd be glad to. And as you review this, if there's something that we've left off that you're curious about, please don't hesitate to reach out.
I think too, one of the things I've learned over the last couple of years, as the data has been a little more prominent in the report, is where Visit Stillwater is, some of the tools that they're using to collect data, and how that can inform us from a policy perspective, whether we're looking at short-term rentals and understanding the metrics associated with that, or how we might spend some of the visitors tax that's coming in. And I think I said this last time we were talking about Visit Stillwater, but they're just kind of the glue that holds a lot of the things together that we're doing as a community, a lot of the events and the different entities around town. I feel like Visit Stillwater is always there, kind of connecting and helping us stitch that all together, and I'm really grateful for that.
That's exactly the role we would like to play.
Anything further? Thanks, Corey.
Thank you for your
Appreciate
time.
being here. Any reports from the officers of the board? Oh, no, sorry, hold on. Wait. We have a resolution. Item 6, resolution number resolution number SEDA-2025-3. This is the sister resolution with the depositories, signatories for the depositories.
I move adoption of ordinance SEDA 2025-3.
Second.
General, yeah.
We have a motion and a second to adopt resolution SEDA
Resolution, thank you.
2025-3. Please vote.
That was the word.
With a vote of 5-0, that resolution is adopted. Anything further from the officers of the board? Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn SEDA. Please vote. With a vote of 5-0, the Stillwater Economic Development Authority is now adjourned. And at this time, I will call to order the Stillwater Utilities Authority meeting for August 4th, 2025. Trustees, questions, comments, or action on the consent docket?
Motion to approve the consent docket.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve consent. Please vote. With a vote of 5-0, the consent docket is approved. Item 5 is resolutions SUA-2025-4. Same resolution we've talked about a couple times now.
Yeah, let me try this again. I move adoption of resolution SUA 2025-4.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt the resolution. Please vote. With a vote of 5-0, that resolution is adopted. Anything further from the officers of the board? Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn SUA. Please vote. With a vote of 5-0, the Stillwater Utilities Authority is now adjourned, and that concludes our meetings for the evening.
Does anybody have